Once again, North Texas in a deep freeze. Bitterly cold temperatures expected region-wide tonight.
When Winter Storm Uri hit,
The thermostat,
Texans shivered.
it's out with no power.
Pipes busted.
Oh my God.
Homes flooded as power outages lasted for days.
Many of you are angry, and you have a right to be.
Texas politicians promised to fix the electrical grid, and in the past 3 years, power plants have been winterized. Natural gas producers have been put on lists to ensure their power stays on, and the overall electricity capacity in the state has increased.
Without a question, the significant improvements have been made in the system up and down.
But is it enough?
Hopefully, it's better, but hope, that's not really a strategy and not one I'm willing to rely on.
And that is why we hit the road, seeking the utmost experts, asking them,
on a scale of 1 to 10,
a question.
10 being complete confidence, 1 being no confidence.
A question about their confidence in the Texas grid.
What is your confidence level in the state grid if Texas were to have another prolonged winter storm?
My level of confidence, I would say it's about a 9.
For our first expert, we went to Texas A&M University.
The screens that we have up here,
to talk with Dr. Thomas Overby.
if you went into an actual electric grid control center.
He's the director of the school's Smart Grid Center.
9 is a pretty high level of
Yeah,
confidence.
it's pretty high.
Most people, I would guess, if we went on the street and asked them, would not have a 9.
We have done a lot since Uri. We've done a lot of winterization of the generators to make sure that they're not going to fail again like they did.
Overby says while he can't rule out local power outages due to ice buildup on power lines, he's confident the changes the state has made will prevent another statewide grid failure.
I'm not at a 9, no.
Our next expert was not as confident.
Maybe 7.
Beth Garza is a former monitor of ERCOT. She agrees that another blackout that lasts for days is unlikely, but says rolling blackouts that could last for minutes, even hours, she says, is not out of the forecast.
We don't have enough supply to meet the demand that would result in that situation.
Garza says she would feel a lot more confident if the Texas grid was better connected to the eastern and western grids. Texas has long resisted connecting to avoid federal oversight. But in an emergency, if Texas was better connected, it could pull outside electricity onto the grid.
I'm not looking for federal oversight of the electricity system here, but there are ways to increase ERCOT's ability to draw on remote resources from outside the region.
For our next expert, we headed to Austin.
I don't want to be, an alarmist.
Doug Lewin is the author of the Texas Energy and Power newsletter. His confidence level in the grid is mixed.
I just think there's 2 different scores. I'd say like an 8 confidence that it wouldn't be as bad, but only about a 3 confidence that there wouldn't be any outages at all.
Lewin says Texas will always be vulnerable to winter blackouts until changes are made in the way most Texas homes are heated. When the temperature drops below freezing, 60% of Texas homes rely on what's called resistance heat.
It is basically the same technology as a hairdryer or a toaster oven, sized for an entire home.
Replacing those with energy-efficient heaters, although would be more expensive up front, would dramatically lessen the load on the grid at the most crucial of times.
You cannot build enough supply to overcome that problem, and we're still building homes with resistance heat as the secondary heat. If we don't address that, we will always be vulnerable to outages.